Wake up! Wake up, wake up, wake up! Up you wake! Wyclef Jean, BKS1 Radio. Let's go.
This is Essence Atkins, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Hi, this is Melba Moore, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
Yo, check it out. What's the deal? This the chef. Giving a big shout out to my peoples. Big KS, you already know what it is. Salute.
What's up? It's your girl Monifa, and I'm hanging with BKS1 Radio.
Hi, I'm Iyanla Vanzant, and you're listening to BKS1 Radio.
BKS Radio, baby.
Hey, this is Jasmine Guy for BKS1 Radio.
What's going on? This is Lamont Rooker, and this is BKS1 Radio.
Shout out to BKS1, the best kept damn secret in the business.
Hey, what's up? This is Raven Goodwin from BET's Being Mary Jane, and shout out to BKS1.
Hi, this is Leon. You're watching BKS1 Radio.
BKS1. God bless y'all. Good afternoon.
Wake your ass up.
Good morning in some parts of the world.
It's morning somewhere we are worldwide.
Yes, yes. Salute. You are on the official Man Cave Morning / afternoon show. We are in the building. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Up you wake. Hope everybody had an amazing Thanksgiving holiday. Salute to you all. Clap it up for the peoples, man.
It's the Man Cave Morning
No doubt, no doubt. Let me introduce this dude right next to me. The dude that gets a little rude, especially when he's in a bad mood. We call him what? Deacon Woo Woo. Deacon Woo Woo, what's good?
Wakanda forever.
You already know, man.
For the children.
You already know. And I'm just humbly salute to you all. Storm Norm, the general in the building.
El Jefe.
Yes, yes, yes. Shout out to everybody on checking in. Yo, first and foremost, shout out to everybody watching us live right now on YouTube. Salute to everybody watching us live right now on Twitter, Periscope. Shout out to everybody watching us live right now on the mother site, WBKS1.com.
Bang, bang.
Shout out to everyone watching us on Facebook as y'all trickling in. And salute to everybody listening to us on what? That TuneIn app. If you don't have it by now, what?
It is free.
Download it, man. It is free. It is free. Shout out to you all. Salute to everybody trickling in on the check-in. Yo, just real quick, man, real quick. We're going to talk about some things today. You know we're going to show y'all some love. If you having problems on Facebook at all, just go to YouTube or listen on the TuneIn app or listen on the mother site, WBKS1.com. Today's discussion, one of the things we're going to be talking about today is be careful what energies you allow into your space.
My.
Be careful what energies you allow into your space. We're going to be talking about that today on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show. And got a good show for you today, so make sure you share it out no matter what platform you are rocking out to us on.
It's the Man Cave Morning Show.
Man, I don't know where to start. We got so many dang on stories.
It's the Man Cave Morning Show.
Then we're going to hit that topic. We're going to start light and we work our way up. So you heard some news about Tekashi and some things going on. And I know you wanted to discuss Tekashi 6ix9ine. Just tell me your vibes and your feelings on that, young man.
I did want to reintroduce the subject of Tekashi 6ix9ine, even though we discussed the story as it broke. To wit, what responsibility do we, the elders, do we, the OGs, have to play? Some young people say, listen, the reason that we are the way we are is because you don't tell us. You don't school us. You were not there. My father wasn't in the picture. No one is telling us what's going on and what time it is. But what I wanted to bring up to Norm and what we discussed before we got on the air was I personally saw OG's school this kid. To wit, I saw Fat Joe a year ago say, listen, young man, the way that you're going, you're not going in the right direction. You're not going in the right path. I saw Charlamagne, another OG,
right.
say, listen, young man, you're about that negative energy. You're not about that lifestyle. You should just depend on your talent and not all the rah-rah.
Right.
I saw Joe Budden.
Right.
Say, listen, young man, I'm an OG in the game. I've been out here before. I've been into some negativity myself. You don't need to do what you're doing. And he still insisted on the negative path. So the question I have for the young people and for the OGs is, whose fault is it now? When people, before he had the tattoos on his face, before he claimed blood, because I remember the boy used to claim Crip.
Right.
Before he had the rainbow, sparkly, bright teeth and the hair and everything. People from the community in the game. Now you say, Dawood, you can't talk to him. You're a nobody. But Fat Joe ain't. Charlamagne ain't.
Right.
OGs that been in the game, and you remember Fat Joe used to be in trouble. Charlamagne has turned his life around. At what point does he have to acknowledge that he did not accept wise counsel?
Well, you look at it, it's the same thing with your child, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes our children don't listen. So it's like, and nobody wants to feel as though, you know what I'm saying, like you're telling me what to do. Nobody wants to be told what to do. And so this is one of the cases, which I look at it like this.
Go ahead, bro.
I look at who I receive the information from. If you're telling me, Norm, yo, you shouldn't, Norm, you shouldn't. Look at who you receive the information from, right? You gotta respect Fat Joe and just his whole history and the life that he lived before the rap game. And even when he got in the rap game.
Yeah, Fat Joe was out there.
Yeah, you gotta respect
Changed
Joe
his
Budden.
life.
You gotta
Joe
respect,
Budden was out there.
You gotta respect these cats. You know what I'm saying? And like, they wouldn't even say this stuff if they didn't want to see you walk down the same path.
Right.
So my whole thing is, he made his own choices. You know, he made his own choices. You know, and I say this 8 million times. You either making music or you're a gangster in the streets. You cannot be both. You can't. You can't. You making music or you're a gangster in the street. You cannot be both successfully.
But what makes a kid that was not in that life at all, after he becomes a rap star, which I've seen a lot of these young stars do, after they get on, after they start popping, why didn't they say, I am a criminal? Then advertise and go, I'm a criminal, I'm a criminal, I'm a criminal. And then get on Facebook and Instagram and go, look, I'm a criminal, I'm a criminal. Then they go, The feds want me? Why?
I
don't understand.
It's popular to say you're bad. It is popular to say you're bad, or you about this lifestyle, whatever. It's a popular thing, you know. Like, I guess you're corny if you're not bad, if you don't have charges. You know what I'm saying? If you're not affiliated with some set, you know, or some gang or like that, I guess you're corny, you know. But like, corny now is the new cool. Corny now,
of course,
is keeping you out of jail.
It's winning.
Corny now is making you money. You know, think about all these things that, you know what I'm saying, that we glorify, that we know is wrong. So it's cool. We always knew it was cool to glorify gangsters. You know, hip hop world is cool to glorify drugs. It's cool to glorify guns. It's cool to glorify disrespecting women. And I come from that culture. You know, these things are deemed as cool. You know, things we accept.
Okay, so if a made man like Fat Joe, Fat Joe was out there for real.
Okay.
He's legitimate. You can't say he's corny. You can't say he doesn't know. You can't say
his life around.
The man turned his life around. If an OG tells you, listen, young buck. In other words, who can turn these kids' head then? Who can turn their heads? If someone that's been out there, that's lost, that's suffered, that turned their life around, the reason that I bring it up is because can we use this as a teaching moment to young kids? Because maybe they may not receive it from any of us from our generation who created the hip hop generation. But will they take a lesson from this child? Because that's all that Tekashi is. He's a boy. He's only 22 now. He's not even a grown up. His brain hasn't fully formed yet.
Right.
Do you think that young people that looked up to him will stop and think? Or do you think it'll continue to be perpetuated?
You got to look at it like this. All right, shout out to Jamal Carter. Supreme said, hard head make it soft behind.
Of
True
course.
indeed. Mal Davis says Charlamagne is not no OG though. But he, you know.
But Fat Joe is.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you can't hate on his success.
You can't.
Because Charlamagne used to be an idiot. Remember he was bringing that negative energy to him?
Right.
He doesn't do that anymore. That's why I brought him up.
Yeah, let me see if I got this clip. I'm going to run this clip real quick from Fat Joe. Keep it locked. You know you at the Man Cave morning / afternoon show. It's going down. Share it out. No matter what platform you're listening to us on, share it out so that people can get the information. Because we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Maybe it's going to open some eyes. Maybe it's going to spark some controversy, but we going in today on the show.
That's what we do.
You already know what it is. This is the clip from Fat Joe.
You see what happened to Bobby Shmurda, right? And Bobby Shmurda got Fat Joe'd. These people, these police, they try to set me up so many times, my nigga. They didn't like who I was, who I stood for. I wasn't this much of a nice guy or conscious when I first was out here acting crazy. They wanted to get me like him, but they got him. 1,000,000% they are plotting on you. My nigga, you got a lot of energy around you. So the question is, do you want to be successful? Do you want to be the king? Do you want to be rich? Do you want to take care of your family? What do you want to do? Because I got to tell you, as an OG, as a nigga who be around, I be lying to myself if I ain't tell you, yo, B, one move, they going to try to throw you in there. Big time. Do you understand this?
Nah, I know.
You see what happened to Bobby Shmurda, right?
But of course.
That was prophetic, basically. And he said it, one move. He said, they looking at you. They waiting for you, basically. They waiting for you to mess up. He warned you. And you saw Tekashi was like, nah. You know, and my thing is sometimes you just gotta, and I tell this all the time to people around me in my circle, just listen. Just listen, right? And it's funny because I see people making wrong moves sometimes. I'm like, yo, just take your time, learn your craft, focus on your craft and everything, and then everything will come into play. When you rush too quickly to try to get that bag and you rushing too quickly and you just want to be seen and you want attention and you like rah 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 rah, I'm this, I'm that, I'm doing this, I'm that. You ain't never seen me show me at any point in time since I've been doing this. You ever seen me be on some I'm this, I'm that, whatever, like, let me because you know why I've never been on that? Because it could get taken away in a heartbeat. Somehow, some way. Either your health could go bad, either you could have some legal troubles, right? Either you could lose your life. Any type of situation can take it away from you in a heartbeat. So no matter what great things I have done in my life that would deem to be great or good or positive or whatever like that, I know it could stop in a heartbeat, right? So I never get puff out my chest that much to think I can't be taught, that I can't learn from you, that I can't learn from the man that people see as here, even though you here and the people see as here. I can learn from everybody. Once you get to a point in your life where you feel as though you don't need to learn anything else, you have just shot yourself in the foot, and it becomes a slow cancer because nobody can tell you anything. And this young man was being schooled by one of the greats and somebody that lived it and that has done it.
Joe Budden too.
Joe Budden.
Charlemagne. A lot of people.
Yeah.
So here's another one of my angles. You do realize that there's more to life than what you can see. You do realize that there's a spiritual component. You do realize that cause and effect is real. Karma is real.
Absolutely.
If you align yourself with a dark energy, if you align yourself with criminal behavior, if you put tattoos all over your face, what exactly do you think is going to return back to you?
Yes.
What? We get a lot of heat and a lot of criticism because we are trying to hold a moral flag up in a mirror to people to say that what you say has an effect, that it's not just a game. It's not just, oh, I'm an entertainer. Life and death is in the power of the tongue. So what you put out is what you get back.
Right.
Young people never want to hear, stay humble, practice your craft.
Right.
They never want to delay gratification, and they always think that I'm pointing my finger. I wasn't born 47. I commend OGs because a lot of times OGs are like, whatever, they had to go through it. So I saw people break their back and say, listen, young buck, you're not doing right. So that's why I wanted to get into the deeper issue, because a lot of times we as men, we like to follow and we don't like to express the truth. We talk about a whole lot of negativity and project these negative images, but we don't have the courage to say, listen, I made a mistake and I was wrong. And I saw men in the community come out and say that. That's the point I'm making to the young people. Perhaps this can be a teaching moment. Perhaps this can be a cautionary tale. When you are around that type of energy, disrespectful, when you're not humble, when you're saying and doing things that you should not be doing, telling people the S suck your S and I don't give a F and I'm this and I'm that. Last thing, do you know the feds were watching him and he was committing more crimes and they waited to build a case?
Right, right.
So they watched you commit more crimes. Stupid. All right, Norm, I'm sorry. I'm off it.
John,
man.
I'm just saying, people,
come on, man.
Do
better, man.
Let me say this, man. No matter what level you on it in this game, in this entertainment game or whatever, it's like people are really waiting to see you fail.
Not just the feds. No.
Yes, not just the feds,
ATF.
but people are waiting to see you slip up or you fail or whatever like that. They're waiting. They're ready to attack, man, and you gotta dot every I and cross every T and everything, and constantly look over your shoulder, just to make sure you're not walking down the wrong path and everything, man. So it's like, this is a learning lesson. This is a learning lesson, for everybody out there that decides to still be a gangster. This music world, this
You're
entertainment
an entertainer.
world.
You're not a gangster.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
You're not.
You got to pick a choice.
Yes.
What's more valuable for you? What's going to have more longevity? Right?
Yes.
And that's the whole thing, man. Stop being in such a hurry to get the bag and create this attention on yourself, that it destroys you.
And if you are a gangster and don't have an exit plan, you end up in jail or dead.
Yes.
So it's not. Look, listen to me. It's not a I told you so. This, that, and the other. What I'm saying is, these are character flaws. If you associate yourself with people with low character, low morality, low standards, then this is going to happen. Now, again, we say this on the show all the time, and it's, oh, you corny. You don't know what time it is, that, other. This boy is facing life. Fed. He got racketeering. He got the ATF, the police. Do you really think, General, that this young boy was the mastermind of all this criminal activity? No, of course he wasn't. But if you align yourself with people of low character, what exactly you think? How do you think you're going to profit from it? You know what I mean? It's time for us now to raise the bar. That's all. We always raise the bar here at the station. But I want young people to understand how crucial it is to have principles and to have character, not to be a buffoon. This was a dumb move, and I'm praying for this young man. And this little baby.
You can't broadcast. Child. You cannot broadcast your every
Oh
move.
My God.
You cannot broadcast your every
God.
move. So when you're talking about, you know, putting everything you do up on social media, every confrontation you have on social media, every disagreement you have on social media, you setting yourself up for somebody to pick that that apart and use it against you. And this is why, and that's, and, you know, people be like, oh, well, you blah, blah, blah. No, listen. I know what to say and what not to say on social media.
Right.
You know, I know my posts are most of the time they're positive. Most of the time it's it's networking. It's networking. You may share an interview. It's promotion or whatever like that.
It's business.
When you start putting your personal this and your personal beefs with people on social media and certain things you doing on the low, talking about who you're gonna get, and you try to come after somebody, watch how that works against you. Watch how that works against you. This is why, look, there's new laws being passed right now. Know your legalities. Even there's defamation of character laws. There's certain things you cannot do on social media any longer, because somebody can use that against you and be like, yo, it was defaming my character. You know, and so you just got to watch yourself, man. Just be a little bit more wiser.
Also, before we move on, would just like to say something about the social media. This guy, DJ Academics, who's supposedly Tekashi's friend, every negative outburst, every negative meme, every negative video he puts out there. Then I saw somebody question him and say, listen, do you have any culpability, for being a rabble rouser, for pointing attention to this type of negative behavior? He was like, oh, only an ignorant person would think that. So for instance, is that my friend? If I'm facing life, ATF, feds, police, and you're posting stuff that I did, and your answer to me, young people, is, well, other people posted it, so I'm going to post it too. This idea that young people believe that everything that they do or say should be for public information.
Right.
It can and will be used against you.
Yeah.
These young kids think that every bad boys move in silence. They have completely dismantled the code that we grew up in, not just the codes of the street or the snitch, but just the common sense to know that this is my friend. Do I tell everything that I know about my friend? No, well, Norm is this and Norm did that, and then I post it on video and then go, but you my friend. What part of the game is it when my friend exposes negativity and says, oh, I'm just keeping it real? That's not keeping it real. You a traitor. You a traitor, bro.
Yeah. Now,
I rock with kids, man.
I rock with you on that 300%. Let's read some comments. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Shout out to Kevin. DJ Oki said, stay strong. Stay straight. Stay positive with your head on a swivel. On a swivel.
Yep.
Yeah. Ramut said, they give you rope to hang yourself.
And you hanging yourself.
Yes. If people will stay humble, they'll get what God has for them, and they will keep it.
Absolutely.
Man, oh man.
Absolutely.
Humility, people. Humble. Yes. Shout out to Tracy Sunshine Tucker. Saw you in the building Friday night. Yes, Black Friday.
Yes.
At the affair at Arugas, you know. Yes. Playing that music. Rocking out to the music, rocking out to Allure. Shout out to Allure. They did their thing. Shout out to Fred Bugs, WBLS, was in the building. Captain Allen said, too sad. They're showing their butt with tough talk, but pay a day later. Yeah, true indeed. True indeed.
Bad boys moving silent.
Yeah, come on, man.
Stop talking so
That's
damn
it.
much.
Just do what you're going to do.
Yes.
And
exactly.
my thing is, listen, the best revenge sometimes
is success.
Is success. That's it. You ain't got to say nothing. You ain't got to shame nobody. You ain't got to put nobody down or whatever. Just be successful. Keep making your moves and be consistent.
Right.
And be successful. You know, and a lot of times people, you so quick to blame others when you're not succeeding or where you're not at a place in your life where you want to be.
Exactly.
And you're quick to blame others for it. Nobody never wants to look in the mirror for their ish. And this is real talk. All right, so we're going to move on.
You are responsible for the condition of your own life.
True indeed.
All right.
True indeed. What we got next? What else is going on in this crazy world? Oh, first of all, condolences to Oprah's mom. Prayers and condolences
Rest
to her
in
family.
peace, sis.
Yes. Let's take a moment. Oprah's mom passes away at age 83.
Venetia was 83, according to TMZ's Oprah's niece. Alicia Hayes says Venita passed on Thanksgiving. We hear a private funeral service has already been held because of the death, and the cause of death has not been released.
Wow. Okay. Again,
Oprah's mom passed Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Prayers out to the family.
Thoughts and prayers.
That's definitely not an easy one when you lose a parent.
May God grant you a peace that passes all understanding, and this your time of need. Respect.
Yes.
Thoughts and prayers.
What else we got here? Let's see. Oh wow. Let me run this. Okay.
New release video shows Milwaukee cop shooting to kill unarmed black man. New release video shows Milwaukee police shooting to kill Jerry Smith Jr. last year. For some reason, they waited over a year to release this video. Watch this and see what you think.
All right, we gonna run the clip?
Run the clip.
Let's do it.
MPD officers shot Jerry Smith Jr. 3 times on this rooftop behind me last August. He didn't have a gun, and now for the first time, we're seeing exactly how it all happened. I must warn you, the video is graphic.
He doesn't have a gun in his hand, but he was hiding behind an AC unit.
After a chase, Jerry Smith Jr. found himself on a rooftop with at least 4 Milwaukee police officers. He wasn't behind an air conditioning unit like one officer said. Then, the fateful moments that changed Jerry's life.
No! Turn around! Turn around! Get down!
Watching it in slow motion, Jerry puts his hands out to the side, nothing in them, and begins to lower himself before the sounds of the shots pierce the air.
That is the most chilling video of a shooting of an unarmed man I have ever seen.
They said, have your hands up, put your hands up, and I have my hands up.
Daniel Storm says he's working on Jerry's behalf to have federal prosecutors review. 2 MPD officers shot Jerry Smith Jr. 3 times on this rooftop behind me last August. He didn't have a gun, and now for the first time, we're seeing exactly how it all happened. I must warn you, the video is graphic.
He doesn't have a gun in his hand, but he was hiding behind an AC unit.
After a chase, Jerry Smith...
All right. Now, that's so self-explanatory, and it's funny how they release it years later.
So, you clearly see...
Lawsuit.
Turn around. The brother turns around. Put your hands up. He goes to puts his hand up. You clearly see that there's nothing in his hand. And he goes to get on the ground. And as he has his hands extended and he goes to get on the ground, he's shot several occasions. What would you say that was? What did you just see? Who you gonna like? What did you see there? I know what I saw.
Right.
What did you see? I'm asking you.
Well, first, look, the previous report said he was hiding behind the air conditioner,
and he was not hiding.
And he
behind
wasn't.
The air conditioner.
Another previous report said he was brandishing a gun.
There was no gun.
There was no gun. So where was the threat that far away? Where was the threat?
The threat is your black skin. Your skin is a weapon.
No, the threat is fear.
Fear of what, though? Fear of what?
Fear.
All right. Fear of what, though?
Fear of this.
Exactly.
So
fear of the black
we've seen it more and more. And me and Wu was just talking about it. It's like we find when we look for research in the morning, stuff we're going to talk about, we find one of these stories every day. We don't even look for it.
No, they just pop up.
Yeah, we don't even look for it. And it's just getting crazy, crazier, and it's getting more ridiculous in the stories that the law enforcement is coming up with. So hopefully this brother sues that department, that police force, and
we have covered so many stories like this. We scream, we yell, we cry, we talk to police, we take telephone calls, we this, we that. Listen to me. This stuff is still happening, and it's happening every day. What you want me to do?
Right.
What you want me to say? I'm going to keep covering these stories. We're going to keep exposing the truth. But when it becomes so repetitive, when it happens so much that you become dull to it, I think that's a problem. And I think that's kind of what's going on here. It's just another case where police try to kill us.
No doubt, no doubt.
All right.
Real quick, let me just show some love. Shout out to Dorothy Norman Rucker. Shout out to Phyllis Woodbury. Hey, Phyllis
Woodbury.
DT on the check-in. Mal Davis shirts and stuff. Salute, fam. Got to come see you.
Davis.
Keith Harper Sr. on the check-in.
Harper.
Catherine Allen on the check-in.
Allen.
My man Okie E. Ramoot.
Span.
Yeah. Supreme.
Supreme. What up?
Tracy Sunshine.
Trey.
Always representing, always supporting. Salute. Denise Sparrow on the check-in. DD on the check-in. Jay Gray. Just giving a little love. Sandy B.
Davis. Squale.
Patricia Shell Givens. Miss Judith. Black Friday, sis.
Boss lady.
Alicia Mitchell. D-Mac. Kathy Lewis Shivers on the check-in. And just everybody on the check-in, man. We're going to talk about some things today. D-Mac said it's not fair, just straight hate. Fear is the excuse they use. Yeah, true indeed. True indeed.
Fear of what, though?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Gonna have to agree with that. Also, shout out to Michael B. Jordan. Creed 2. Killed it this weekend. Killed it. Let's read the story, and I'm going to give y'all the numbers.
Creed 2 made history. Reportedly, the film is officially the box office winner for the Rocky franchise, with a franchise best opening weekend. The original Creed was directed by Ryan Coogler and starred Michael Jordan as Adonis Creed. Creed 2 was directed by Stephen Cable Jr. and revisited characters from Rocky IV. Jordan's character faced off against Ivan Drago, son's Victor, played by Florian. I can't pronounce that last name.
It's all good.
Who was in the original Creed. Sylvester Stallone played an instrumental role as he's going in the Rocky franchise for over 40 years strong.
Wow. Yo, so opening weekend. Y'all ready for the numbers? $55 million.
Wow.
$55 million.
Wow.
Let's clap it up for Creed 2. Shout out to African-American director, African-American star, and it surpassed any of the other Rocky movies in the franchise.
Shout out to the Man Cave Morning Show that saw the film a week before at a sneak peek
at the premiere
and got an opportunity to meet Michael B.
No doubt. Hope y'all
was a child of York.
Yes, and I hope y'all had a chance to see it.
Excellent flick.
Yeah.
So good.
You saw it, right?
Yeah, man. That's a good movie, bro.
I'm gonna give it away. So once I say what I say, y'all probably not gonna see it. But Rocky wins.
They want to spoil the surprise.
Yeah.
But Rocky wins.
Rocky beat up Creed. There. I gave it away.
Juju Bees and Mulayah's gonna pay for it. All right.
Here's a story. Rocco! Here's a story, and it kind of goes with the topic when we start going into the topic about energies. Be careful what energies you allow into your space. Okay? Be careful what energies you allow into your space. But anyway, let's talk about Tiffany Haddish, man.
Love Tiff.
Yeah, I'm like, why we hating? But anyway, you big mad.
People say Tiffany Haddish Lowry's deal hurts the black community.
Okay, so Tiffany Haddish Lowry's deal
season salt
hurts the black community. Not the police violence in our community.
No.
Not the gang violence in our
No.
community.
No.
Not crooked politicians raping us in our community. But Tiffany Haddish.
Right. The seasoning salt lady.
Yes. Her Lowry deal hurts the black community. Not us.
My God.
Not us not supporting each other. All right, because that's the reason why a lot of black African American businesses fail, because we don't support each other.
Exactly.
So, but Tiffany Haddish, Lowry deal hurts the black community. Let's read some more about it.
Believable.
Let's talk about it.
Over the weekend, we reported that the comedian Tiffany Haddish linked a deal with Lowry's seasoning salt. She would appear on the bottle of their seasoned salt. To me, it seemed like a cut and dry case. Another win for black women. Amazing. Not only that, Haddish has spoken out about her cooking skills and the seasoning she uses, so the partnership makes sense. But there were some people who took issue with a black woman appearing on a bottle of seasoned salt.
No.
They felt it was stereotypical, even racist. They felt Haddish was falling into some messaging that was detrimental to the black community. Clearly, there are people who will take issue with anything Tiffany says or does. The issue stems from their aversion to her personality or what's this?
Extraness.
I don't even know what that is.
Extra. I mean, you just extra.
Oh, extraness instead of the actual work she does.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Some of you may feel that, okay, by her representing Lowry's seasoning salt, she's hurting the black community. Really now? With everything I just named, is what Tiffany doing hurting the black community, bro?
So there was another thing that she mentions. Tiffany talks, and while she talks, she says, "Hey, listen, I use this seasoning when I get down," and the company heard it, and the company felt that they would add value. She would add value to the company if they gave her a deal. And there was another commercial that she got when she mentioned it as well. The hate that we have for ourselves is real. Why would you be mad at a black woman getting a corporate sponsor and putting money in her pocket, as though you don't use the seasoning salt? Like, why do we constantly tear each other down? On one hand, I don't know what we want as a people. On one hand, you say you want us to be business minded, you want us to take care of our business, you don't want to be clownish, you want us to be buffoonish. When someone reaches out, becomes successful, the first thing that we want to do is tear down. So if you're going to be a success, I suggest that you concentrate on positive energy and working hard, because people are going to talk regardless. What I don't understand. There's no beef here. You're saying you're creating beef because you're hating. That's all you're doing. She gets so much negative attention. If you don't like Tiffany Haddish, don't go to her concerts, don't go to her movies. But take your mouth off the lady. It's too much.
But why do you think there's so much hate against Tiffany Haddish?
I think that there's jealousy there. I think that we have a barrel mentality. I think that black people have a sickness that really says that, you know, whenever one of us is becoming successful, the first thing that we got to do is knee jerk tear him down. I don't know. I mean, would you prefer that? I don't know, that she was on a stripper pole? You know, would you prefer that she was referring to herself as a bitch and a hoe and bringing herself down? Like, she's going corporate. That's what you want to do. She's about her business. Why are you afraid of business? But you're not afraid of other people's business, because when white people tell you to buy stuff, you buy it all day, every day. Everything you have, some white man told you was important. But as soon as a black person gets a foot in the door and begins to do business, we tear them down. I don't understand, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
Let's read some comments. Phyllis said, "Really, people, come on, shaking my head." Tracy Sunshine Tucker says she should have her own brand of seasoned salt. Yeah, that may come. And again, like we was talking earlier, everything takes time. You know, everything takes time. It's just crazy to me, man. It's like, really, she's hurting the black community.
How is she?
Because they're saying, you know, diet killing us in the black community, and we're not healthy. Now you're promoting seasoning salt. Check this out. It's called discretion,
personal accountability, and responsibility.
Personal accountability, responsibility.
That's right.
You know, and like, come on, man. You know, anything you use excessively can hurt you.
And to speak to my sister Tracy's point, which is she should have her own brand. Okay, a lot of times black people have their own brands, and black people don't support those brands because they think that it's not good enough. So if you see her brand next to the traditional Lowry's, a lot of black people won't support her brand,
Absolutely.
but they'll buy the traditional white brand. Tell me I'm lying.
Yeah. So now, but check it out. Let's do that research. Look who owns Lowry's. So she's becoming the face of it, and we're upset about it.
Obviously, the corporation felt that she added value. If they didn't feel she added value, they wouldn't have offered her a contract. It's about money. So the corporation values her, but we don't. Her don't value her, but the corporation does. That's sick. She gets a lot of hate, bro. She gets I am a fan, disclaimer. But, you know, if you don't like what she's doing, don't support. But why you always got to put negative energy on a person?
No doubt.
Give them negative intentions. That's not cool, man.
D-Max said Emerald has his pick on his spices and seasoning.
Does anyone say anything about Emerald?
Don't. Shout out to Barb, Robert K. Graham, Mr. Plainfield on the check-in. Yeah, man, it's crazy. We got to do better. We definitely got to do better.
Colonel Sanders is killing the black community right now.
Yeah.
His face is killing us.
Yeah, and we about to dive into this topic. A few more stories. Let me hit this one, I think. Oh yeah.
Police officer then shot and killed 21-year-old Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr., an armed man police originally believed was responsible for the shooting. And now they say Bradford was not the man who fired the shots, and the search is on for the actual gunman. CNN's Natasha.
Right now, we don't know where the gunman is or, frankly, how many people they're looking for. Overnight, the Hoover Police Department issued a statement that said our department does not typically issue media updates during an internal investigation. But the update now says the 21-year-old, identified as Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr., may have been involved in some aspect of the altercation, but he likely did not fire the rounds that injured the 18-year-old victim. The police say Bradford did flee the scene, brandishing his weapon. That's when an armed Hoover police officer who was working mall security shot and killed him. So if Bradford is not the one who shot the 18-year-old, there's someone out there who did. Police say
a police officer then shot and killed 21-year-old Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr., an armed man police originally believed was responsible.
Can't get enough of these stories, bro. You can't get enough of them. And the sad part about that is the officers know they were wrong. So like when I guess by the department issuing an apology, that's an admission of guilt, and they won't do it. Well, let us investigate. Let's investigate. No matter, you could have 4 different angle video cameras on the actual incident. You could see clearly that this person didn't do it, and they was unarmed. And this in the mall, they got cameras everywhere, right?
Right. Of course, thoughts and prayers again to the family. God grant you peace. I have to say this: when a police officer is not sure about us, whether we're armed or not, we can be killed. When some police officers arrive on the scene and they are sure that's your guy, he killed 20 people, the gun is still smoking, mass shooter, let's get helicopters, let's get SWAT. We see him, there's witnesses, there he is right there. Burger King, alive, bulletproof vest. So the sight of us makes them trigger happy. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, it does. But and again, because I've actually had conversations with African American officers, and they said, they actually said to me, you have to see it from both sides. You have to be the experience. Some of these cases are just totally, wrong, bad judgment, partial racism. They say that, but some situations you have to be on the other end of it to see that it's kill or be killed.
Okay, so respect. I have, believe me, I'm not just saying this. I have a lot of friends that are officers, like that I went to high school with. Detectives, mall police, regular police,
me too.
VA police, etc. What the media doesn't cover, if you want to take that angle, are my black friends that have officers killing white people. That's what they don't. They're cops. They got guns. They get called on the scene. They serve in communities that are not just black, but they're white as well. And I don't see a myriad of black officers accidentally making a mistake, shooting people in the head, shooting people out of unarmed.
Yeah, man.
Now, their officers, are they not? Are they not armed? Are they not stressed? Do they not understand? Somehow, I'm just making a point here. You can catch feelings all you want, because I have friends that are officers.
Right.
Somehow, none of my friends, as a matter of fact, have ever shot anyone ever. And I know more than 10 officers intimately as my friends, straight direct. None of them, they've drawn their weapons. They've had scuffles.
Right.
They've been in difficult times. They've seen a lot of stuff. Never have they discharged their weapons. Never.
So do you think
in the hood now, the black on black area,
right?
Somehow they managed not to shoot nobody. Just saying. I'm just saying.
So okay. So what's the answer for the police department? Police department. Should their hiring practices change? Hiring practices and training methods.
Go ahead.
Those two things right there. Their hiring practices and their training methods.
Go ahead, brother. I think they should also talk to black police. Right. Black police that patrol black high crime areas and ask them, how come you don't clap everyone you see and you come across? And can I get statistics of African American officers killing? I'm not saying that black officers don't kill black people. I'm not saying that. But this rash, this
it's crazy.
You know what I mean? I see what I see. You don't gotta agree with me, but your eyes tell you what your eyes tell you. So it's the training, it's the sensitivity, and it's, I don't know. I really believe you should talk to Hispanic officers and black officers to see what their process is and you need to talk to white officers to see how their process differs one to another. That's what I think.
We're gonna go on to some comments. All right, so Alicia Mitchell said, whom is to say that this will not be her platform for her own brand? Talking about Tiffany Haddish.
Oh, big
yes. Tracy Sunshine said,
big up.
But we all can cook. Well, it got to be a special blend that stands out. I'll buy it.
True.
True indeed. I like to cook. I use Lowry's on some things.
I mean, I do too. I don't know no black kitchen that doesn't have. I'm just saying.
Right.
We have it.
Phyllis said in reference to we just read about the unarmed person that got shot. Phyllis said, I'm so sick of these stories. It's so depressing.
So
there's one of these stories every day. Phyllis also said, my condolences and prayers go out to the family.
We don't look for them. They just come.
No doubt. Shout out to Susan Moore in the check-in.
What up, Wiz?
Mal Davis said, the fact that the officer that killed Tamir Rice is working for another police force says it all. True indeed.
Absolutely says it all.
DT said, the church I play drums at in North and the guest preacher talk on this topic. Don't take the energy with you when you are humble with God.
Okay. That's going to be our transition to the next.
Okay. Yes, definitely going to be our transition. I don't know, man. It's hard to even go into this story before we transition. I'm gonna say this, right? To any man, laying down with a woman, right, and having a child, and then you decide you don't want the child, whatever, like that. Taking that baby's life, innocent life. That's not the way you handle a situation. First of all, to show you, she was underage, one, and you realize you had a baby with an underage child, and you didn't want to have this child. You didn't want to have nothing to do with this situation because you was wrong in the first place for being with somebody, a minor. But the way to handle that wasn't to take the baby's life. All right. So that baby could have been put up for adoption. There's so many other options,
Child had unlimited potential.
The girl's family could have took care of the child. You could have just totally just walked away and left the situation, right? But to take the baby's life and then deny it when they got evidence for everything that you did, I'm just going to play the clip, man. We saw this and I'm like, come on, man. Come on. I'm going to play the clip.
The baby?
No, ma'am.
Was it your baby?
No, ma'am.
How many children do you have? Are you a murderer?
No, ma'am, I am not. Christopher Kennedy there is 38 years old. The girl police say he impregnated was just 15 at the time. Now, the criminal complaint says she gave birth in October of 2017 inside her Elwood City home. Within hours, police say Kennedy strangled the infant. Investigators found the body the following month covered in cement and enclosed in a safe inside that teenager's bedroom closet. According to the criminal complaint, Kennedy had tried to get her to miscarry before she gave birth by giving her medications and supplements. He told her, quote, the baby needed to go, and if anybody found out it was his, he would be in trouble. This case...
Did you strangle the baby?
No, ma'am.
Was it your baby?
No, ma'am.
How many children do you have?
Death penalty, lock him up, throw him underneath
Hope
the
you
jail.
burn. And I hope when you go to prison, they handle your ass before. I hope the prison handles them. I hope the inmates in the prison metes out justice. Burn in hell. Burn in hell. It said, put the baby in cement and then put the baby in a safe. Not to mention the fact that you was having sex with the child yourself. You're an animal. You're a monster. You're voted off the island. Hope you burn in hell. Straight up, yo. That's horrible. Like, what type of? What do you want me to say?
Again, there's other options,
bro.
Foster care, adoption, have the girl's family take care of the baby with it. You just walking away, let her deal with the situation. I mean, I don't know.
Look, man, you gonna pay for that with karma, bro.
Yeah, definitely.
The way you gonna look, man.
No, I don't wish death on nobody.
Bruh, that's crazy.
Underneath
bro.
the jail you go, bro.
Bruh.
Never see the light of day.
Absolutely.
And we gonna transition. That's crazy.
That's yeah. I don't.
Oh, you know, Tekashi also owes his security. He owed like $100,000 in security.
Good luck collecting that. You ain't
so
collecting
everybody that did security for him is coming to him like, yo, bro, where's
piling on that little baby.
With my cheese.
You see how they piling on him?
But they money for legal defense.
Hell yeah.
All that money.
All that 1.7
And
million.
do you think? And wait a minute, you get RICO charges. Don't they freeze your assets?
Don't they
freeze your assets?
Freeze it. They freeze it and take it.
Y'all ain't getting that money,
bruh.
Yo. He can just.
You just brought some police some new flat screen TVs and stuff. You're never seeing that money again.
All right.
That's a tragic story, man.
So we gonna move on. Okay. Be careful what energies you allow into your space. Be careful what energies you allow into your space. All right. So my whole thing is, you know how some people say you are who you surround yourself with.
Right.
Sometimes that's the truth. You know, if you are trying to do something positive and you trying to have your focus on this and you try to do the right thing, whether it be your relationships, your business, you know, anything, marriage, friendships, or whatever, you have to be careful of what energy you allow into your space.
Into your head, right.
Yep. A lot of times if you're around somebody, right, that's always having problems, always, you know, feeling down and depressed, and we know, you know what I'm saying, I mean, not to turn your back on that person, but sometimes that could rub off on you, or they always have a negative story about someone,
including you.
Right. And they always gossiping.
Hate is real.
To you about people they're close with.
And they're gossiping about you as well. They're gossiping about you too.
Right. So you know they're talking about you.
Right.
Right. So, such. I'm like, damn, ain't that somebody you call your sister, or ain't that somebody you call your friend, or ain't that somebody, you know, that you ride with all the time and you rock with all the time, and you constantly putting them down to me? Oh, so I'm next on the list if I'm not on that list already. So you got to be careful what energies you allow into your space.
Here's my perspective. Young man at the job, people start gossiping, and it will hurt me. Why did you say that? That's not right. I really didn't do that. Love me, mommy, love me. At 47 years old, I understand that people are going to talk regardless. Listen now. And I have said this until I now believe it. I don't care what gossip brings and what people say. Here's the thing. I'm on a job. I'm in a relationship. People that are close to me. And they bring things and they say, listen, this person talked about you and this person said something negative. Does it hurt me? Yes. Now, after it hurt me, listen, I would internalize that anger and get angry with the person and then try to get revenge.
Right.
Wait a minute, and then now start gossiping myself.
Right.
Now adding to the negative energy, destroying my own karma. Check this out. Haters gonna hate. People gonna talk whether you do or you don't. So do. Be successful. Be humble. Be consistent. If you're consistent and you're self-aware and you know where you're going, that intimidates people. That comes with success.
Right.
It comes with success for people to talk about you.
Yes.
To people to lie about you. What I'm saying is about the energy is, if I then internalize it and then project negative energy towards myself or the others, then I'm poisoning myself. So it's profit in me saying, I don't give a damn about what people say or think about me. That is their business. Now, it's easier said than done, especially when you're trying to put your best foot forward. When you know you don't gossip, when you know you don't tear other people down, when you know you're not jealous, when you know you're happy for someone else's accomplishment, when you find out that people are not happy for your accomplishment, they are talking about you, they are jealous, and they are pulling you down in line. Now, what do? Do you not feel? I don't feel nothing, Norm. That's a lie, I do feel. But what do I do with it? Once I make the decision to meet fire with fire, now I'm the problem. Now my karma. Now I'm victimizing myself and other people. And that's what I mean by energy. Stop entertaining it. Concentrate on character. Go ahead, Jen. I'm listening. I get emotional.
No. Shout out to
Hate
everybody
is
on the
real.
second.
Hate is real.
Let me read some comments. Phyllis Woodbury said the energy is real. Yes, you are so right about that. Dorothy Norman Rucker. But you gotta look at it too, man. It's like, what does that say, or what does that do to you when you keep that person with the bad energy around you, knowing that their energy is off, their energy is wrong, you know? And it's like, you know, again, you setting yourself up for failure. You setting yourself up. If I had this person sitting right next to me and I know their energy is off, I know that they just got finished dogging out 4 people in their life that they claim they love to me, and then they say that we're cool or whatever, so I know that's me too or whatever. So, but my thing is, but they never look at themselves, what they do, what they say, how they treat people, you know, and then you allow this, you know, into your home. It's just like a vampire. Vampire power what? When you allow them into your home. Right? As soon as you open that door and you see the vampire at the door and you got the door cracked and you're like this, who is it?
That energy you're inviting.
Hi, it's me, Mr. Vampire.
Yes.
Oh, come on in.
Right. I agree.
You did it to yourself.
You know what? You
did it to yourself.
One thing that Norm taught me was there's no such thing as a frenemy. I used to think that I had frenemies. No. Listen to me. If someone means you no good, if they're constantly tearing you down, if they don't support you, if they're always jealous and bringing negative energy, that person is not your friend. Now, from childhood, from loyalty, from low self-esteem on my part, from tradition, from turn the other cheek and all this other stuff, what I would do is there were people in my life that I would keep in my life that were not my friends. Everyone told me they weren't my friends. Everyone told, I feel bad, and I would just ask myself and cry. I don't do that anymore, right? It's your action. I look at your intent, and I know who my friends are. I don't have many friends. But a lot of times there are people in our life from childhood that we keep around for. I'm talking about me now. That I kept around for why I don't know, because I had low self-esteem or I felt like I could turn their life. I'm not Captain Save a Ho. I can't save everybody. Listen, you rock with me or you don't. Listen, you don't have to rock with me, but I'm not going to allow that negative energy to continue to make me destroy myself.
Right.
I'm I'm off that. I'm done. No more.
Right. Or someone would put up a subliminal about you, right? Because they're expecting you to clap back. Seen that, you know what I'm saying? They'll put up a subliminal about you or whatever, or something you doing or whatever, because they're expecting you to clap back, or they want to get a reaction out of you, right? And that people hate is when they get no reaction back.
It feeds their hate.
When you don't, it feeds it. When you don't clap back, or you don't give them the reaction that they thought they was going to get, whatever, or that burns them up even more, you know. And it's funny because I've learned at this point in my life, this age of my life, right, when I see that or I feel this negative energy here or whatever like that, first thing I do, I said, you know, ask the Lord prayed away to get rid of it somehow. Whereas, you know, I don't have to get involved or resort back to being a certain person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I pray, but like, Lord, please get rid of it. And like even recently in my life, the Lord's been getting rid of some things that I know is not needed and that I necessarily don't need in my space or around me. You know, so, and it's been a blessed thing. And I've encountered some beautiful new people and strangers and supporters that just, you know, have nothing, and they're not tainted, and they're not this or that. They just really want to just support you because they like what they see and they rock with you, and that's what you gravitate towards. Gravitate towards that positive energy, the energy that's around you, that's for you. Gravitate towards that, because that multiplies. That actually multiplies in the other people that think like that and feel like that. So, you know, just learn to walk away from the negative energy and don't feed into it.
This goes for everyone, me, you, and everyone within the sound of my voice. Stop gossiping. Stop gossiping. If you're gossiping, stop. If you did gossip, pray about it and then stop it. Number one. Number two, we elaborated about a half an hour ago, there's more to the world than what you see. The spiritual component of your prayer is what's allowing you to do a supernatural thing, which is to change your way from negative to positive. You're a Christian, I'm a Buddhist. I chant for my happiness and I chant for the other people around me, which is, in Christian parlance, do unto others as you will have them do unto you, karma, the golden rule, etc., etc., etc. It's what beast that you feed in the basement, right? If you feed the wolf, it was going to take precedence in your life.
Right.
Whew. So many of us worship our pain, our hatred, and tear other people down. So what you do is, first thing you do is you get spiritual to practice principles, because spirituality doesn't change. It's eternal, right? That will allow you to change. And like you said, then you feed the positive energy, because what you profess and what you think is what you are. So if someone is saying negative things about you, whether you can see them or not, it's going to affect you. And if you're taking part in allowing someone to be negative around you, then you are culpable. Oh, I see now, Dawood. I truly am responsible for the condition of my own life. So it's not why come and not fair. It is, what decisions am I making to be positive? What decisions am I making to be powerful? It's not personal. I don't have no ill will or no bad intentions towards anyone, but I recognize that people have ill will towards me. What do I do with that? What do I do? Be spiritual, be humble, stay on your principles and practice. Listen, people are intimidated by self-assured people, confident people, and people that are consistent. If you do anything positively, consistently, hate will come. Why? Because it makes the people that are looking at you realize that they're not consistent. I know Dawood, I know Norm, he ain't ish. Aha. But however, they're consistently doing this thing. So now what does it do? It fosters more hate.
Yeah. Yeah. And
come on, fam.
And that's it. I mean, I'm clapping that up.
Come on, fam.
Because
stop.
Hey, trust me. We got we got our little list here.
Close the show with our list.
Yes.
5 reasons why you must not gossip.
Just 5 reasons?
Just 5. One of the most venomous, hurtful, and dangerous activities you can engage in is also one of the most common. It's called gossip. Let's say you share a juicy morsel about someone. Would you be ashamed to say it in their presence? If so, you stoop to gossip. Gossip is verbal poison. Gossip seeks to defame and discredit others.
Let's talk about it. Let's go to number 1. 5 reasons why you must not gossip.
Number 1, gossip destroys your trustworthiness. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. If you gossip, people assume you talk about them too when they're not around, so they don't trust you. Gossip drags a relationship through the mud, soiling it and debasing it. Gossip destroys trust and kills relationships.
Now,
So, woo, Lord Jesus.
That first one. That's a doozy. That first one's a doozy. Gossip destroys your trustworthiness.
And your credibility.
Yeah, and your credibility. Because if again, think about it. Think about it. Everybody listening, right? If somebody's constantly around you, just dogging people out, like just dogging people out and blah, 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 blah. And you're never the blame for none of the situations. Oh, such and such, oh, she gets on my nerves with this. She this, she that, she that. Oh, he ain't this, or he ain't that, he ain't this, blah, 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 blah. And you see them, you see the same people this person talking about at the bar, at the restaurant together, eating, having drinks, kikiing, whatever. Like, damn, you just was just tearing them down a few minutes ago.
Right.
Now you rocking with them? Okay. Again, you have to think of how that affects you. Because when they having them drinks and they having that dinner, they talking about your ass. Best believe. You next on that list. So how can you trust a person? So if you know a person is like that, why you telling them your business? Why you telling them what's going on, or your secrets, or your plan, or your strategy for something?
Do you know when people they don't know your plan and they don't know your strategy, they'll lie and make stuff up. So why give them additional ammunition?
I've seen it.
Why? People just make up stuff just because they don't like you.
I've seen it.
It is what it is.
I've seen it, man.
Come on, fam.
I've seen it. So number one, big up to number one. Shout out to everybody on the check-in. Shout out to DT. Hymn song says, "Blessed assurance and Jesus is mine."
Dig it. Blessed assurance. Jesus is mine.
Number two.
That's when I used to be Christian. What's number two?
You stupid. You stupid.
Blessed assurance.
Number two. Oh,
hallelujah.
Trust me, it hit somebody's bone. Somebody that dropped off.
Touch and agree.
The line. Somebody dropped off YouTube. Somebody dropped off the website. Somebody dropped off FB.
Continue to
or
hate.
Whatever. Like,
I like it. I love it. I want more.
All right. 5 reasons why you must not gossip.
5 reasons.
And we just gave you one. All right. Destroys your trustworthiness. Number 2 is
Numero dos. Gossip ruins reputations. You may think your juicy tidbits are harmless, but remember, you're planting seeds of opinion about someone in another's heart. Those seeds take root in a subtle and powerful way. Their roots spread out to others. Before you know it, these weeds of gossip choke out all that is good, ruining reputations. And people that live to do that, though.
Yeah.
It's people that they live and breathe.
But you know what?
To do that.
The worst part about the people that do that, you got the people that they're doing it to, like putting that bug in their ear, that they weak-minded and they weak-hearted, and they believe it without feeling for themselves. So in other words, somebody putting something in my ear about you, right? Yo, Woo is such and such and such and such, and you gotta watch this, and you can't do this, and blah 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 blah. And I'm like, word? That's how Woo is? Now mind you, Woo ain't never did nothing wrong to me. We always been cool, been rocking, they been straight up with me. You know what I'm saying? We keep it 100 with each other, right? But because somebody did this in my ear, I'm like, maybe Woo is like that.
Right.
Well, maybe I should stop messing with Woo.
Right.
Well, maybe such and such, whatever like that. Base your actions on what you do with another person on your own interactions with them, not somebody else's interactions with them. Something that may have happened with them may never happen with you and that person. All right, so that's why I never let nobody get in my ear about something, and I know things have been fine before that, and then that just causes cancer in our relationship. And our relationship starts to break down, deteriorate.
So you don't.
You're the weak one for falling victim to that BS.
So you don't follow another person's opinion. You see for yourself.
Yeah.
So when you want to make a decision, you don't make the decision based upon the fact that you followed another individual.
Absolutely.
You are self-autonomous and independent enough to have the courage to be responsible enough to make your own decisions instead of being weak-minded and following other people. Now, all of us do. It happens to all of us. But we have to develop divine strategies and character and practice being strong-minded and strong-willed. And it's scary because people like to follow. They like to just go along to get along.
Right.
Instead of saying, listen, I'm going to make my decision on my own. Now, of course, listen, if there's a lot of talk about you, it may raise suspicions, right? But I'm going to go ahead and see for myself because I've seen how destructive gossip is, and I've seen how it's affected me personally, and I've seen how I have gossip in my past and how I've contributed to the ruination of another person. Now I have to pay for the karma. That's why I talk about it with such authority, because I've done it myself, and I've seen the negative effects of it. That's why people don't like me, because I'm like, oh, don't do that, because I know that in my past I've done that. I know that I may slip and do it again, but I'm cognizant of it. I take responsibility for every bad thing, and I ask for forgiveness from the people, from the universe. There have been things I've said about people that I don't even remember. I take responsibility for that. But can you? Do you? No, my bad. You too worried about talking about Dawood to take accountability for that bull crap that you do.
Right. Shout out, y'all got to keep sending us these topics too, man, to discuss, man. Shout out to y'all listeners and,
dig it,
and everybody. Again, if you just joined us on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show, we're talking about 5 reasons why you must not gossip.
Why you must not.
Why it's just not good. And we on number 3.
1, 2, 3.
Number 3.
Numero 3.
Ooh. Wait.
Gossip makes you look worse. The person you're speaking with may seem delighted to hear the news, but you can be certain their opinions of you have diminished their thinking. If this shows how he talks about his friends, then I don't want to associate with him. The nature of gossip means that you're breaking confidences, or you're spreading lies. Either way, it tarnishes your character. Ooh, character.
Gossip
what a word.
actually does. Yes, it plays you out.
Yep.
Gossip makes you look worse.
Then people play themselves out every day because people love the gossip.
No doubt.
They love to hate.
No doubt. Number 4.
Gossip can get you into legal trouble. Your gossip may find its way to the wrong ears. It always does. When this happens, it can damage your career and business relationships. And it's not uncommon to be used for slander. You can never retrieve careless words spoken. What goes around comes around, and you reap what you sow.
Especially on social media.
Ask Tekashi.
We in a whole different time and bracket. Be careful what you say.
Yeah. People of low character running social media at the game.
No doubt.
Yep.
No doubt. Be careful what you say. Shout out to everybody on check-in. Phyllis Woodbury said, preach, Norm. Don't let no one get in your ear about someone else. Yeah, true indeed. DT said, too much energy of wondering what other people is doing and can't control your own destiny.
Right.
Wow. Best thing I heard, man. Best thing I heard.
I agree.
No doubt. True indeed.
I agree.
And what we on? Number
5.
Number 5. Number 5. We on 5 already? We
on 5 already.
We on fire. All right. Okay. The Bible teaches against it. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Now, you may think, okay, here we go. The Bible is such a killjoy. But God, in his own wisdom, gave us the instructions for our own good and protection. He knows how destructive and damaging gossip is. He urges us, do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building up others. And be ready to do whatever is good, to slander no one, to be peaceable and considerate, and always to be gentle toward everyone, of behavior that builds trust and cultivates relationships.
Okay, I like that.
The Lord told you not to gossip. My, you're going against the Lord.
But that's the crazy thing, and not even to get on no biblical stuff, but anything you can possibly go through in life is in that book, though. Anything you can experience like that, gossip, this, that, adultery, this, that, whatever. Anything you go through in life is actually in that book, believe it or not. And I know we ain't going there to our next show.
Yeah.
To our next show about religion in the black community.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Do you even want to tease it?
We're gonna have a show about that next week. I mean this week. So make sure
the pros and cons of religion in the black community.
Let's go back to that though.
Okay.
It's the truth though. I mean, period. Gossip. I've seen gossip destroy a lot of situations, whether it be relationships, careers, jobs, family. And you just have to be careful. And then you have to be careful. There's a difference between sincerely talking to somebody about somebody. Like, oh my God, sweetie, what are we gonna do about this problem? You know, such and such keep doing this, keep doing that, blah 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 blah. He's always out there getting high, drinking, blah 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 blah. To, girl, I seen the other day, all he do is drink and get high and this and this and that and blah 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 blah. And you know, when he get high, he go around the corner and see that girl. See the difference?
Of course.
So there's a difference, you know. So, and I get it. You want to have a little juicy conversation with your friends or whatever, but you really have to be careful who you tell certain things to. Everybody ain't a safe. You know, everybody ain't a safe. They're going to keep it locked tight, whatever like that. Some people are looking for you to tell them things about others so they can use it against you.
So my role and my calling as a Buddhist is to strive for enlightenment, and to promote happiness within myself and with others. Happiness. Okay? You don't create happiness being destructive. You don't create happiness tearing someone else down. You don't gain knowledge or wisdom or faith. You're not empathetic when you tear another person's down. For you Christians, for whatever things are pure, whatever things are righteous, whatever things are of a good report, think on these things. These are the things that we're supposed to think on. Now, what a lot of us do is we do the exact opposite.
Right.
Because we're not in touch with ourselves. Because if we really sat down and thought about it, we will recognize that the person that you're talking about is actually yourself. Right? So when you promote destructive behavior, you're adding to the destruction of your fellow man instead of trying to promote happiness. Now, ask yourself, do people that gossip all the time, are they happy? Do they promote happiness? Are they wise? Do they want another person to succeed? Do they have empathy for others? No. A lot of times they're miserable and they want to create more misery. They also are afraid to show you their weakness, so they want you to look at someone else instead of looking at their own bastardish behavior.
No doubt. And then also, too, you got to know how to spot a toxic person.
Indeed.
You got to know how to spot a toxic person, man. Everybody that you around don't have your best interests at heart, and you got to be able to recognize if they toxic or not. All right, so we're going to give you some ways to spot, just a few ways to spot a toxic person. Let us know if you agree or disagree. All right. Number one,
negativity. One of the biggest signs that a toxic person can reveal is constant negativity and negative attitude. This is not to be confused with realism, as many realists have been labeled negative people. Here, negativity includes many factors such as being overly sarcastic, constantly complaining, whining, and most of all, judging people in situations as well as victimhood.
These are ways to spot a toxic person in your life.
Number 2, always right, never wrong. If someone can simply not accept the fact that they are not right all of the time, no matter how much evidence or proof is present, then this is a sign they might be a toxic person. Keep in mind that many people who are insecure or deeply hurt may have this way as well, but it is becoming a theme in the relationship. It may be time to look for the person that's toxic.
All right, so y'all got that?
Number 3, the drama never ceases.
The drama never ceases.
When you're involved with a toxic person, there's always drama. Whether it's a crisis or conflict, it's always something. Toxic people are usually instigators of these situations, and this is why they are always seemingly involved with them. Note, toxic people thrive on confrontation and drama, and they play victim always.
Okay. All right. Number 4, take up too much of your time.
Toxic people tend to show up oftentimes unannounced and suck up your time without regard to what you have going on.
Without regard to what you have going on. They just show up unannounced. You know, and suck up all your time. They won't even ask, yo, was you busy? Bro, was you busy?
Clown.
Bro, was you busy?
Did I interrupt you?
Nothing.
Was what you're doing more important than me? Of course not. Yeah. I'm the most important thing in the world.
Because you don't care.
Number 5, lack of compassion. One of the tailgate signs of toxic people is a lack of empathy or compassion towards other people and the plight of what others are going through. Toxic people make negative assumptions about others and are unable to demonstrate empathy or compassion towards others. Sounds like the president.
Lack of compassion.
That's Trump right there.
Very, very toxic, but only want you to be compassionate to their situations. So, yeah, we talking about it today.
Blessed assurance.
No doubt. No doubt. Number 6, constantly criticizing.
It's one thing when someone who cares about you shoots to you straight and gives you advice when it's needed. But it's a completely different ball game when someone is constantly criticizing you, your choices and your lifestyle. If there's someone in your life that's constantly criticizing you, judging you, and giving you unasked for advice, it's probably not you, but them. Number 7, talk more than they listen. A major indication that someone is toxic is that they are unable to hold a normal conversation. If someone talks and hardly listens, or even worse, doesn't listen at all, they may be toxic towards you.
Yeah.
Number 8, lying to you. Toxic people not only lie blatantly, but they also make up stories, create variations from the truth, and they also make a habit of omitting critical facts as well. If you are left scratching your head after you talk to someone because what they say just doesn't ever seem to add up, it's a good idea to evaluate whether there's someone you can trust. Number 9, hurtful. Constantly expressing hurtful words and engaging in hurtful action towards you is a sign of a toxic person. Physical abuse should never be tolerated and is something to remove yourself from immediately. But aside from that, if someone regularly disregards your feelings, they are probably not good for you.
No doubt. Lie blatantly. Yeah, making up stories. Yeah, be careful. And then you know they lying. And then you listen to them anyway. Like, you be like, word?
Here you go.
Okay, that's what's up.
Here you go. Well, really?
That's what's up. Okay.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
Number 10, talking badly about others. Does someone you know constantly talk or gossip about others behind? Warning bells should immediately go off in your head if this is the case. Toxic people are also insecure who try to make themselves feel better by talking badly about others when they're not around. You can be sure that someone who talks about others behind their backs will also talk about you behind yours.
And, it's funny. You know what? Somebody hit me up, and I was telling you this, and they wanted to talk about what somebody in reference, right, towards me, a situation, whatever. And it was like, yo, such was, came over my place and sat down. We was drinking and everything, and then they just started talking, and they started going in on this, that, and that, whatever. And I just like shut them off. I was like, yo, check this out. Appreciate it, but I don't want to hear it. Whatever y'all talked about, that's what y'all talked about.
I think it shows that you've grown, and it shows your maturity and your growth when you say, listen, I don't want to hear it. Number 2, when someone brings you news, right, and you don't get that tightness in your, because you know you've done nothing wrong, you know you got good character, you know you've been practicing principles.
Exactly.
So now you don't got to bring no bone, you don't got to retaliate with revenge, you don't got to gossip yourself. You can just say like Norm said, I don't want to hear it, or say like Wu says,
shut it down.
I don't care. Keep that to yourself. Or after the person talks, nod your head and just move on.
I shut it down. And it's like, yeah, because again, I'm at a certain point in my life, and my thing is, listen, man, this is real talk. Anything you don't want to do or be bothered with no more, or you don't care about no more, then move yourself away, relieve yourself from the situation, move yourself away from the situation. And that's it. You don't have to make no this, that. And some people want to make a grand exit or grand entrance.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, just do you and keep it moving. What you have to realize is it doesn't stop the process of life for others when you do that. Just do it and, and quietly and, move along, and make your moves. Everything does not have to be broadcast and announced. It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Unless you want, that type of attention. Some people are such attention seekers. You know what I'm saying? It's like they just, you know what? I just want people to notice that I'm doing this. I want people to know, and blah, 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 blah. No, just do it. Make it, do your thing, and move on.
I think that if you have if you've examined your life, asked for forgiveness, are practicing principles, and walking in your calling, you don't have time to do such things. I think that if you're full, I think that if you reflect, I think that if you're empathetic towards another person, you'll find that when you're on that path, you're constructive instead of destructive. You know what? People of good character and high moral ethics are unstoppable. Haters going to hate. Jesus said the poor you will have with you always, not just the poor physically, the poor financially, but the poor in spirit and the poor in character. So if you find yourself doing these things, examine your character. Stop worrying about what someone else does. Stop bringing bones. Stop getting pleasure out of it. It's sadistic. It's sick. You get pleasure because you don't want to look at yourself, and there's nothing that makes you feel good about yourself.
Absolutely.
It's toxic. It's sick.
You know what? What's the old saying? I don't mean to use a curse word with it, but what you eat don't make me shit.
It don't.
It don't.
It don't.
What you eat don't. Okay.
That's true.
That's nice. That's what's up. Okay. All right. You want to do that? Cool. Boom. But it don't make me shit. It don't make me no mind one way or the other. And you know what? I'm gonna say this too. And this goes with relationship, business, whatever. If you're leaving a situation, a relationship, right?
Oh no, you didn't.
No, listen. If you're leaving a situation, right?
Selah.
And
lose here.
And someone doesn't, and someone is not fighting to keep you in that situation. That's why I said this applies to relationships, business, whatever. And someone is not fighting to keep you, and you're leaving a situation. I'm gone. I'm leaving. I'm blah blah blah. You wasn't that much of a value to them anyway. And this is real talk, and I gotta say it like this. You know what I'm saying? There's, you know, like, granted, you know, I'm married now, of course. You know, my wife, I did something wrong, blah blah blah. At least I'm gonna fight for it because that's somebody I care about.
Right.
Something I care about.
Right.
Whatever, you know, like, but certain people in your circle, whether it be friends, business, again, relationships, somebody you're dating or whatever like that, and and you leave, and you not fighting to keep them, that should tell you something. It should tell you something. If there's no response, if it's like, well, I'm leaving. Okay. Bye. Do me a favor. Close that door.
On your way out.
Yeah, just make sure it's locked.
Take it.
Yo, that should tell you something. You know, the person that ain't fighting for you, or that's not like, why, or asking questions or want to know or whatever like that, you really didn't have that much value in their life.
If you don't know who you are, and if you don't care about yourself, you don't know who God is, you're going to fail. And these lessons gets learned when you're alone. So if you're around people because you're afraid to be by yourself, that's no reason to be around the person. Sometimes people have to walk away from you for you to appreciate yourself.
Yeah.
Agreed. Come on, fam.
Yeah. This is real talk.
Let it go.
Yeah, we having real talk.
And stop hating. You know who you are.
Real Talk Mondays.
If you feel in some type of way, you a hater. If this conversation makes you uncomfortable, you a hater. Oh no, I'm not being judgmental. I'm telling you the truth. You are a hater and you need to change. That's why you put it on the radio, you put it on your computer at work. If these things bother you, what I'm saying, if you don't like what Norm is saying, if you want to go and talk about it, you're a hater. Stop hating. It's gonna be all right. You can learn to. I love you too.
No doubt. I like number 11. Right? So,
self-absorbed.
And again, let me just real quick, if you just join us right now, we're talking about ways to spot a toxic person in your life.
Number 11, self-absorbed. Does this person always talk about their own stuff and put themselves ahead of you? Do they even care what's happening in your life? If they are all about themselves with little regard to you, consider this a sign that your relationship is toxic. Let's close the show with that.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Self-absorbed. I've seen it. I've seen someone so self-absorbed. They asking you for help.
Go ahead.
Right. This is how you do X, Y, and Z. Or, you don't do this, that, or we don't do this, that, blah, 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 blah. Or they're asking you about something, whatever. And they only hear what they want to hear. So I just told you this is how you do this is how you do that, whatever. But this is what I want to do. No, but you can't do it that way because this is how it's done. And this is the actual facts to X, Y, and Z. But no, I want to do it this way, and I'm expecting this result. So you didn't hear a damn thing I said, right? All right, because you're so caught up into what you want and how you want things to go your way. All right, self-absorbed people, you got to be very, very careful with. All right, let me tell you, as I've gotten older, I realize I need to be listening to everybody because I never know what I can take from somebody. What little tidbit I can take from you. When you trying to tell me something, what little tidbit I can take from you, what little tidbit I can take from you, whatever. So I listen or whatever. I'm not so self-absorbed with myself, whatever, where I'm beyond being taught. And I see that a lot, especially doing what I'm doing. Some people so self-absorbed, they're beyond being taught. You can't tell them anything. So go ahead, do it.
Self-absorbed people are great at making you believe that their interests are your interests. Self-absorbed people know how to make you feel guilty because you want to advocate for yourself. If that's the case, if you find that you are never the topic of conversation, if they never care what you want, what you think, or how you feel, if the conversation always goes back to them, if they're always venting and they never listen, and you're not venting, if they're hypercritical of you, hyper judging of you, but they want to vent and they want to talk all the time, it's a good sign that it's toxic. Here's what you do. You simply leave. If the person values you, then they'll try to follow you. If they don't, then you'll find out that they're self-absorbed. You have to have the courage to say, listen, I need to advocate for myself.
Right.
I need to love myself. That doesn't mean I'm selfish or self-absorbed. Actually, you're the self-absorbed person because you don't want none of my needs to be met. All the needs and all the energy. You just suck the life out of the room. And at this age and at this time, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, I don't. I hope anyone, whoever's listening right now to the sound of our voice, they take something away from what we talked about today. And we talked about, again, if you're just joining us, be careful what energies you allow in your space. Be careful. You got to be careful. We talked about gossip. We talked about toxic people and everything. Somebody may need to hear this, so you may need to tag somebody in this. You may need to share it out to somebody. You may need to tell them to come back and listen to the show or whatever. You know, the beautiful thing about the archive show, when we're done, you can fast forward it to the part that you want
to hear
and everything. Right. But somebody may need to hear this, man, because I see this a lot. What we're talking about today, I see it a lot. And I see people allowing negative energies in their space. And I can't do it any longer. Not at this point in my life. I can't worry about, what somebody thinks or feel about me, at this point in my life, because nobody's paying my bills. Nobody's feeding me. Nobody's doing this. Nobody's doing this or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You're not contributing in my life, in certain levels, in certain ways. So I can't worry about it. And y'all need to just really reevaluate who's around you and why you have them around you.
Someone within the sound of our voice discovered that today that they were a hater. Right now, it's one person out there, listen to us, that found out that they're a hater.
Damn, they talking about me.
We love you. We're not judging you. But now what do? Do you stay in denial? Do you stay defensive? Or do you begin to turn your life around? This is a profitable day. This is not an attack you day, right? Even though you attacked other people. It's the fact that God is pricking your conscience and making you realize how destructive your words, your actions, and your intentions are. And that's why we're here in the show, not to tear down, but to build up and to edify. Have the courage to put your hand in God's hands and stop hating. You know you're a hater. You know you gossip a lot. Ask God for the wisdom and the divine strategy to help you out. We love you. You know what I mean? But haters gonna hate.
No doubt, no doubt. And don't forget, it's coming down December 15th.
December 15th.
Yeah, woo. You better be in the building that day. December 15th. That's Saturday, December 15th from 7, it's going down from 7 to 1. But anyway, it's the WBKS1 holiday party, and the Who Owns the Mic. It's going to be at the Zulu Bar.
437 Main Street in West Orange.
It's going down at the Zulu Bar. It's only a $10 entry fee. You know we never break nobody. But they got some good food in there.
Dig it.
The drink prices is right. Everything is right at that spot. It's going down December 15th. It's our BKS1 radio holiday party. And it's our 10-year anniversary, man.
10-year anniversary.
You know,
That's
so
what's up.
Look, if you know somebody with any talent, they want to come touch that stage, please feel free to do so. A singer, a comedian, poetry, whatever. We're going to allow you to get up there and touch that stage, and I'm going to be on the ones and twos.
All right.
As you know, at the BKS functions, I usually get down, be on the ones and twos. We're going to have some other people rocking out as well, but we're going to be doing our thing and just all bringing in the holidays together. And we say holiday party because whatever you celebrate, Kwanzaa, whether it's Christmas, whether it's Hanukkah, whatever it is, it's a holiday party.
That's right.
For everyone to come out and just have a good time. Again, it's only $10. It's going to be an extraordinary night of just networking and building friendships and relationships and just having a good time. Bring your family, your friends, whatever. It's grown and sexy as we normally do. You know how we do BKS1 things. It's grown and sexy. Come out looking your best. You know what I'm saying? And just having a good time and everything. So again, that's the Zulu Bar, December 15th. Saturday. All right, doors open at 7 p.m. and it's over at 1 a.m. in the morning.
437 Main Street, West Orange, New Jersey.
And the owner's like, we can rock longer than that.
Dig.
We want to.
Dig.
So this is how it's going down. The Zulu Bar. It's a beautiful place. So just come on out, man, and have a grown and sexy time. All right, with us. I want to see everybody in the building for a good time. All right. So y'all know what it is. Again, we want to thank y'all for rocking out with us on the Man Cave Morning / Afternoon Show.
It's the Man Cave Morning Show.
We'll be back tomorrow morning. For real, we'll be back in the morning.
Yes.
For real.
Yes.
Eastern Standard Time in the morning. That's 11 p.m.
Yes.
And we got some.
It's 11 a.m. somewhere.
We got topics already lined up, so we got some heat for y'all tomorrow. We will see y'all tomorrow. And again, remember, this show is never about us.
It's always about you.
Because what?
You are the next best kept secret.
Peace.
Wakanda forever.
Guess what? I got a secret for y'all. I love y'all.
I love
and there's
you
nothing
too.
you can do about it.
Stop hating.
Peace.
I ain't gonna buy your weed.
Yeah, man.
No weed for you.
Let that beat drop. Hey.
Here it comes.
Custom.